Hi, I'm Chauncey Young, trail boss for Victor Hiking Trails. We're going to be going over the servicing of our HC152 Echo hedge trimmers after maintenance, our normal after maintenance service, and then putting them to bed for the winter. These have got a 24-inch bar. They take a lot of abuse out there because we have a lot of people that have never used one of these things before. One of the first things we do when we get it in here is we look at the teeth to see how they're lined up. And I use a small linesman's plier to put them back into place if necessary. This one's in pretty good shape, so I'm not going to do anything with it. Next thing we do is we fuel them. Make sure that they're topped off for the next time you're using them. Not putting any fuel in right now, just showing it as a demo here because of the fact we're going to be taking the fuel out in a few minutes. Next thing we do is we tighten the bolts on the upper side of the bar. These nuts sometimes will come loose, and what happens if they come loose, the two moving parts to the bar that go back and forth will start binding up on each other. There's a certain amount of tension that needs to be maintained, and by putting the lock nuts, making sure the lock nuts are down tight, you won't have any problems out in the field where the bars will start to jam on each other. Okay, so we've gotten that done. After we do that, flip these babies over, and we take in a little dab of grease in each one of the little slots either side of the bolts on this side. Now you can see it's all greased up at this point in time, and actually grease is not the recommended lubricant according to the manufacturer. They use a kerosene and oil mix that they spray on, and other landscapers would recommend a silicone based thing, but I find this works really good except for on really cold days. It's hard to get the blades to get moving. Alright, so that's what we do. And then why am I got the gloves on? Well, then you shmooey it around on top of the various teeth there so that it gets in between where they're going to rub back and forth on each other. So that's essentially the basic maintenance for after trail maintenance. When we're putting the equipment to bed for the winter, we got a few more things to do. So right now I'm going to start this guy up. It may take a couple of times because it hasn't been used for a while to start it. First thing you do is you pump 4 to 5 times on the little bulb here that brings fuel into the carburetor. Put it on cold start. I'm going to move to the side over here a little bit so the cameraman can watch me. Turn the switch on. It's got a protective tip down there so you can set it on the ground. Squeeze this trigger, and then you now we're into putting it to bed for winter mode. This is kind of the tricky part here. Getting the gas out of the mower, out of the hedge trimmer. We wanted to have it started so we knew it was running well before we took all the gas out and put it into, and then ran it till the carburetor was dry. Obviously, any false move, I'm going to knock that gas can right on over, and it's going to make a mess. That's one of the reasons I like to do this work outside, just in case. Don't want to burn down my shed or my garage. Then the next thing is start it up again and let it run until it runs out of gas. Turn on the switch though, you gotta remember to do that. I put the paper towels in there just to keep critters from getting in the thing, and leave the cap off. Although last year somebody got and pulled all these things out and used a nest, put a nest in my shed. So, you know, can't win sometimes. So it's nicely greased up, ready to go to bed for the winter.
Thanks for watching. If you found this video educational, give it a like. Subscribe to the Victor Hiking Trails channel to see other videos about the maintenance and winterizing of trail equipment.